They called him the god of chaos, a liar, a shapeshifter, a bringer of storms. But without him, the gods of Asgard might never have survived. This is the story of Loki the trickster who betrayed the gods, and the outcast who saved the world. Loki was born in Jotunheim, the land of the giants. His father was Farabalti, a fire giant, and his mother was Laufey, a gentle being of frost. From fire and ice he was born, chaos made flesh. Though he was a giant by blood, Odin took him as a blood brother and brought him to Asgard. There, Loki lived among the Aesir gods, clever, restless, and full of ideas that no one else dared imagine. Loki's powers were unmatched in cunning. He could change shape into any creature, a bird, a fish, a woman, even smoke. He could bend illusions, speak with beasts, and cross between the realms of gods and giants. He was the messenger, the deceiver, the negotiator, and sometimes the unexpected savior. Among his greatest deeds were several that saved Asgard itself. First, when the giant builder tried to claim the goddess Freya as payment for constructing Asgard's great wall, Loki turned into a mare to lure away the builder's stallion, Svadilfari making the builder fail his task. Later, Loki gave birth to the eight-legged horse Sleipnir, which became Odin's mighty steed, able to run between worlds. Second, when the gods lost Thor's hammer Mjolnir, Loki disguised himself and went to the land of the giants. He tricked the giant Thrym, who had stolen it, into returning the weapon by arranging a false wedding. Thor dressed as the bride, Loki as the bridesmaid. When Thrym brought out the hammer to bless the union, Thor seized it and destroyed the giants. Third, when the dwarves crafted treasures for the gods, Odin's spear, Gungnir, Freyja's necklace, Brisingamen, and Thor's hammer, it was Loki's cunning that convinced them to forge even greater artifacts to prove their skill. Though he caused trouble, he also gave Asgard its greatest symbols of power. For a time, the gods laughed at his tricks. He was the fire in their hall, dangerous but useful, until that fire burned too far. Baldr, son of Odin and Frigg, was the god of light and joy, loved by all beings. He was so pure that nothing in the world could harm him, or so it seemed. After Baldr dreamed of his own death, his mother Frigg made every creature, every stone, every plant swear never to hurt him. Every creature except one, the small plant called mistletoe, which she thought too young to swear an oath. Loki saw this weakness and smiled. He fashioned a dart from mistletoe, sharp and deadly, though light as a feather. At a feast, the gods made a game of throwing objects at Baldr, laughing as each bounced harmlessly off him. Loki approached Herder, Baldr's blind brother, and whispered, "Would you like to honor Baldr as the others do?" Herder replied, "I would, but I cannot see where he stands." Loki placed the mistletoe dart in his hand and guided his aim. The dart flew. It pierced Baldr's heart. The laughter stopped. The hall fell silent as the god of light collapsed, lifeless. Frigg screamed, Odin trembled, and darkness fell over Asgard. The gods begged Hel, queen of the dead and Loki's own daughter, to return Baldr. She agreed, but only if every creature in the world would weep for him. And all did except one giantess, who refused to shed a tear. It was Loki, in disguise. And so Baldr remained in the underworld, and the fate of the gods was sealed. After Baldr's death, the gods captured Loki and bound him deep beneath the earth with the entrails of his own son. A serpent dripped venom onto his face, and each drop made him writhe and scream. The world shook the first warning of Ragnarök. But when the final day came, the chains broke. Loki rose again, leading the legions of chaos. He sailed across the sea on a ship made from the nails of the dead Naglfar, with giants, fire demons, and the dead marching behind him. At the front were his children, Fenrir, the giant wolf, whose jaws could swallow the sky. It is said he would open his mouth so wide that his lower jaw touched the earth and his upper jaw the heavens. No chain could hold him, not even Gleipnir, the magical ribbon forged by dwarves from the sound of a cat's footstep and the beard of a woman. When he broke free, he devoured Odin himself. Jörmungandr, the world serpent, vast enough to encircle the earth and bite its own tail. When he emerged from the ocean, his coils lifted the seas and flooded the lands. He fought Thor in a battle that shook the world. Thor struck the serpent dead with his hammer, but the venom from its fangs killed the thunder god moments later. Hel, queen of the underworld, unleashed her legions of the dead. Their pale banners covered the horizon. Her face was half alive, half corpse, a reminder that death and life are never truly separate. Loki himself met Heimdall, the watchman of Asgard. They fought amid the flames, each striking the other down. The sky burned. Surtur, the fire giant, raised his sword and set the world ablaze. The earth cracked, mountains fell, and the seas boiled away. The sun turned black, and then silence. From the ashes, a new world rose. The earth grew green again. Rivers flowed clear. 2 human survivors, Lif and Lifthrasir, emerged from the roots of Yggdrasil. The gods were reborn Baldr among them, and the cycle of life began anew. In Norse belief, nothing is eternal, not even the gods. Order is temporary. Destruction is necessary. Loki embodies this truth. He is not evil, he is change itself. Without fire, iron cannot be forged. Without storms, new land cannot rise from the sea. Chaos does not oppose order, it completes it. Every myth hides this lesson. When fire burns a forest, new life sprouts in the ashes. When a volcano erupts, it reshapes the earth. Even in the human heart, loss and pain create wisdom. Loki is that force, the reminder that to create, we must first destroy what is broken. To evolve, we must dare to change. Today, Loki is remembered not only as the deceiver, but as the spark of transformation. In modern culture, he appears in books, films, and art, sometimes as villain, sometimes as hero. But in the Old Norse lens, he is still seen as the restless spirit within all creation. People carve his rune for cleverness, courage, and freedom. He represents the question that keeps civilization alive. What happens when we dare to defy the order of things? Perhaps that is why Loki endures. Because chaos, like fire, can never truly die. It only waits for its next chance to burn bright again. So when you see the northern lights dancing across the frozen sky, some say it is Loki's fire still moving between worlds, reminding gods and men alike that creation always begins with a little chaos.